Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy James, and this is a dad's thing. Long time no see, it feels like. It seems like after I went on my 50 vlogs in 50 days time leading up to my birthday. Since then, I've not been posting as frequently. And I miss that. I really do. I love to create. I love to be able to bring some stuff to the creative fronts for you all. But it just hasn't been over the last several weeks. And a lot of it has to do with adjustments in schedules. I know I've let you all know just where we are in regards to basketball and in regards to soccer and so on and so forth. And just have been really, really busy with that. And it just has literally just taken a toll, I've been ripping and running, and I'm just tired. I really am. I'm really tired. I have these thoughts of different things that I want to create and put on film, but I just don't have the energy to do it. And I know I have to do some things differently. And I also believe at this point in stage, in this time, that I'm being called to do some things differently as well, which has caused me to just really realize where I need to be. At my church around this time, 40 days prior to Easter, we have a really dedicated time of prayer and fasting, doing daily devotional, and really being focused on this season and what we are working towards, which is Resurrection Sunday. And with the family, we will do our devotion every day. And we are on day 14 today. So once we get done with practice, we'll get home and we'll do our devotion and as a group. And, that'll be day 14. But these first 2 weeks have been really, really tough. And it's been really, really tough because of scheduling and just things that we have on the calendar, lack of energy, fatigue, and we just haven't been on it the way we have the last 2 years since we've been at this church. So again, going over schedule, we got some games and things on the weekend. As a family, we said, hey, we're not going to this game because that will interfere with our family devotion time as far as going to church and being in community with our brothers and sisters. So, we were like, that's just not going to happen. We're not going to sacrifice our spiritual growth for the different things that are going on. So glad to be able to, have that discussion with the family and again, make sure that our priorities are where our priorities are supposed to be. And then the second thing, I think I may have mentioned it a little bit, is that I'm working on a schedule change at work. The patterns of my work have just changed over the last 2 years. I really wanted to, have a little bit of a change so that I could reprioritize some time for myself. And, I thought that I'd be taking, every Friday off now, and I'd be going riding my bike. I'd be going doing some car camping. I'd be doing some hikes and doing all of this and doing all of that. Sounds great. But I was approved for a schedule change. So now I will be having every Friday off. But the season that we are in as a family, we are very, very busy on the weekends. And, I want to make sure that I'm able to help meet all of the needs of ripping and running, grocery shopping, washing clothes, and all of those type of things that we need to do on a Friday, on a Thursday, on a Friday, so that when the weekend comes, we can really enjoy that time of soccer and basketball, travel, because we're doing some traveling. So that's pretty much, that Friday is going to be dedicated after I drop off my girls to really going and taking care of a lot of the stuff that needs to be taken care of to make sure the family is straight going into the weekend. Relieving, some of that off of my wife's shoulders. She really takes pride in doing those things for us as a family. She enjoys it. But I told her, I was like, listen, our lives have changed. Our scheduling has changed. And we have to do some different things in order to help each other. And this is one of the things that I'm going to need to step into to do so that, we can take care of all of the things that we need to take care of and have the energy to get all of these things done. So I'm looking forward to that change and that shift, to be able to get those things done for the family, so we can enjoy our time. So that's a big change. Some other changes, and maybe this has something to do with some of the fatigue that I'm having, is I could be possibly going through some withdrawals. So I've stopped drinking coffee, and it's only been about 48 hours. But it does play a little psychological toll on you, knowing that you've given something up that you normally have. But I really, want to get away from as much caffeine as I have. And in particularly, the creamer, all of that sugar and all of that stuff that goes into it, get rid of that, so I can have a better feeling to my body. And, I'll figure, that out, but I'm definitely going to stop that for the next, 26 days. This prayer and fasting time, I'm going to take that out of my diet. So a little bit of a challenge there. I definitely think I can do it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how I feel once that is out of my diet. So that's another big adjustment. And then the other thing, I was just listening to something online, and, a gentleman who, is a voice actor and does his auditions and things of that nature, trying to, find his way in that world of entertainment. And he had mentioned something about, chasing money, what that means. And, it's not all good money, And, as he was talking about that, it really started to make me think of where I'm at with my channel. Big shout out. Got a couple of new subscribers over the last couple of days. So, continue to grow. And I've always said to myself, I want the channel to grow organically. I don't want to be about gimmicks. I don't want to be about, sub for sub or whatever it may be. And no knock or anything to anyone who utilizes some of those techniques for their channels to grow. That's just not where I'm at. If someone stops by the channel to check me out, I'm really, really appreciative. And I want to be able to give you something that you can take away on your fatherhood journey, right? Because that's what this is about, whether it's me sharing where I'm at right now in a state of fatigue, running after a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old and racking up miles on the road for doing those things, or needing to change my schedule so that I can have more time and energy and be able to focus a little bit on my family, their well-being, so that we're all taken care of, or just, coming and sharing, just where I'm at. You know what I mean? That's what this channel means to me, and that's what I'm about. It's not chasing views. It's not chasing subscribers. It's not even about being monetized. That is not the goal of what this channel is for me. It really is about connection, community, and impact. And if I do that, one person at a time, one viewer at a time, one subscriber at a time, that means a great deal to me. So I appreciate everyone who supports the channel. And with that, I know a couple of weeks ago I talked about there were some additional things that I would be working on. And it's time, for me to utilize my love for fatherhood, my love for wanting to see other dads succeed on their fatherhood journey, and to maximize their relationship with their spouse, their partner, and their children. I want to be able to do that with individuals on a one-on-one basis, to help them wherever they are on their journey, right? Just if it's to talk, if it's to seek some guidance, some structured support on how to get from A to B and then ultimately to C and to D. I want to be able to bring that to folks that are in need of that type of support. So I am going to be, with all of the different programming and materials and thoughts that I have, really formalize that, and have a process where folks can get in touch with me and say, hey, I want to spend some time with you, one-on-one, whether it's, once a month, twice a month, whatever it may be, and that we decide is the best rotation. I want to be able to do that. So there's some changes and there's some shifts in the atmosphere that's happening right now. And I'm really thankful of this time. And I'm looking forward to this time. It's always been my desire to help folks on their journey in life. And this is really, really exciting. So, I kind of talked about my fatigue and my tiredness that I'm feeling, but it's more of a heaviness of, hey, God has called you to do something, and now is the time to do it. And in order to do it, you have to set aside all of the distractions, whether it's physical distractions, whether it's emotional distractions. You have to set those things aside and focus on this calling. And that might be a word for somebody out there. You are being asked to do something at this specific time. You need to do it. There's no excuses. There's no excuses. I was talking to a coworker, someone on my team today, and she mentioned just audiobooks and how she's been reading books and listening to them. She likes to do both, listen and look at the same time, and how quickly she's able to get through these things. And she mentioned something that I had never thought about. On the playback of these audiobooks, you can speed it up. And she said, yeah, I speed it up to about 1.5 because that's about the pace of how I read. And I was like, wow, I never ever thought about that. And then she talked about wanting to read the Bible, and that if you listen to the Bible on an audio version of it and you sped it up to 2 times, that it would only take you 40 hours to get through the entire Bible. Now, that's getting through it. Some folks have different ways of needing to comprehend it. But that's something that I looked at and said, you know what? I've always wanted to get through the Bible. And if I can do it in 40 hours, just listen to it once, then go through it again at half that speed or real speed, then I can spend more time and really dive deep into it. And I've already started. I started today, and I'm in the 6th chapter of the book of Genesis, and it only took me a few minutes to do that. So I say that to say this again. Whatever is on your heart, whatever has been on your heart, let now be the time that you do it. Don't put it off. Don't set it aside. Commit to doing it. Because I'm telling you, when you get into doing it and you talk about it, you're going to find a source of energy that you didn't think you had. And I'm related to this. And I know my parents out there can relate to this. There have been times in the morning that I've gotten to point A on my journey, started from point A on that journey, got to point B, went to C, went to D, E, F, and G, and I don't know how I did it. But God gave me the energy and the strength to get done all the things I needed to do when me and my flesh didn't think I can get there. The time is now. Do what you got to do. Get it done. And I'm rooting you on. I was going to say I probably need to take a break from making videos for the next 24 to 26 days. But getting on here now and speaking from the place that I always speak from, which is the heart, and not necessarily speaking from the mind, oh, I got an idea, I want to do this, I want to. Once I got on here, I felt rejuvenized. So that's what I got for you today. As always, God bless, take care, be good. Get started today because I started today. Actually, I started yesterday and I'm continuing it on. So God bless you, be well, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.